Oh, hello there. I didn't hear you come in. I'm Winston Cumberpatch, and I'll be your host for this evening. I don't have a British accent, and I realized that was incredibly lame and cheesy. But, yeah, so here's the second video. If you haven't seen the first part, you don't really need to, but there's a lot of comments on there that might be helpful. So, check that out. Give it a glance, look at all the comments. And for this video too, please read through the comments before you post a question. On the last one, I've answered the same one several times. It's not annoying to the point where I'll freak out on someone, but if I don't answer you, it's because it was already answered. I'm just not going to answer the same question over and over. Alright. Anyway, moving on. This video is to answer some of the questions that I still haven't answered that haven't already been answered. Either through messaging, by the way, please comment, that way everyone can benefit, or some comments that I just haven't gotten around to. I would have done this sooner. I took my computer in to get fixed. For all Windows users who have an NVIDIA graphic card, if you ever get your computer, the C drive or whatever, reformatted, and you need the Windows updates, don't let them install an update called hotfix. It goes by a bunch of different letters. It's like K9 something something, but it varies from, I think it varies from computer to computer, but it does not work well with NVIDIA, and it caused my computer to the screen would go fuzzy and then it would crash, and I took it back in and they did it again and it went fuzzy, and I uninstalled it before it crashed, but I had to take it in again to get fixed. So my computer's been out of commission for a while. So that's why I haven't been getting around to a lot of why I haven't been making this video. And I didn't answer because I wanted to make a video to answer a lot. Because I said I would. Alright, to start. Here, I'll start with the boxer one. Someone asked about, he wanted to bulk, and he's a boxer. He's saying that he takes in a lot of carbs and protein and only essential sugars. That's fine, but I wouldn't advise taking a crap load of carbs and protein. Obviously, protein's fine. So, but to just take a lot of carbs is not really ideal. Obviously, you need carbs if you're going to plan on bulking. A boatload of them won't really help. But a general rule that you want to follow is I'd say like I think it's 40-20-40, where 40% of your carbs are done with, or 40% of your calories are fat, 20% is carbs, and 40% is protein. And you kind of have to work backwards. You take the total number of protein you'll need, which is about 1.5 grams per pound of body fat, or not pound of body fat, sorry, disregard that. 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you're going to be taking in 300 grams of protein. And if you actually write down what you eat, it's not that hard to make. So then you work backwards. So that would be 300 grams of protein. And protein has 4 calories per gram. So that's 1,200 calories from protein. Well, if 40% is protein and 40% is fat, then the fat has to make, 1,200 I said? 1,200 grams, or calories. So if you get 1,200 calories from protein, 1,200 calories from fat, then you work backwards, and there's 9 calories per gram of fat. So you just divide 1,200 by 9, and that's your fat for the day. And then carbs is half of the 300, because there's just as many calories in carbs as there is in protein. It's 4 for each. So you'd be getting 1,200 divided by 9 fat, 300 grams of protein, and 150 carbs in a day. So that would be how you do the and that would tell you how many calories in a day as well. But it's more important to match the fat, carbs, and protein intake than it is to match purely calories, because calories can range from anything. I mean, you eat a boatload of sugar and you get just as much calories as if you eat chicken all day. But the guy with chicken will obviously have a much better physique at the end of the year. And if you wanna, that's if you wanna bulk. Um, then there's a question here on just a short one. He said, "What did I eat for the fat loss, and how much running did I do in sit-ups?" All right, I'm gonna say this right now. No matter how much exercise you do, you cannot out-train a bad diet. All right, it's just not possible. If you eat cheeseburgers all day and you eat just like fast food and French fries, you're never gonna be able to get a six. All right, shouldn't say never, because if you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Big Mac, and then you go out and run for the other 23 hours of the day, I'm sure you'd be able to offset it. But you definitely would not have an ideal body. You wouldn't be getting enough protein and so on. But just so no matter how much sit-ups you do, how many Russian twists or leg raises or inverted sit-ups or anything you want to talk about, medicine ball dropped on your stomach, whatever, you're not going to be able to out-train a bad diet. So just eat right, focus on what you do in the kitchen first before you focus on what you do in the weight room, because everything you do in the weight room revolves around your nutrition. I mean, everyone who's been lifting for longer than a month knows that you got to take protein after you lift. It's just, we all know it. But to stop there, you that's like knowing how much gas it takes you to get half an hour away when you're making a 12-hour trip. You're not going to be able to get the entire way if you don't plan all the way. So nutrition first, then the workout.